Thank you. Thank you.
Don't you ever be sad. Lean on me in times of bad. When the day comes and you're down, and I'm in trouble, and I'm about to drown. Just hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. I'm on my way. If you get cold, yeah, I will be your cover. Don't have to worry, 'cause I'm here. Don't need to suffer, baby, 'cause I'm here. Just hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on. Look at it. Reach out to me for satisfaction, yeah. Look at here, Dave. That's all she got to do. Call my name and for reaction, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now don't you ever be sad. Lean on me when the times are bad. When the day comes and you're down, baby, the river troubles and I'm about to drown. Just hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming.
In the far distant land of common sense, a place where we all once lived, you'll find the Conservative College with Professor Toto. It is here where the foundational principles of our great republic are still taught and true patriots are still educated in the hallowed halls of this school of hope. Just like the iconic puppy from The Wizard of Oz, who found great joy in pulling back the curtain on the lies of the wizard, so does Professor Toto. Grab your seats and welcome to the Conservative College. Class begins now.
Hey, I'm a steamroller, baby. I'm about to steam right over you. Oh, right there in New Hampshire. Tonight. Let's go take a look, everybody. Let's see what the latest results are. We have 32% reporting. Donald Trump has been declared the winner. And I want you to look at that number, 54%. Why do I want you to look at that number? Because he won Iowa in a landslide, a historic landslide, by only 51%. And now he was supposed to get to New Hampshire and be stopped by Nikki Haley. There was going to be a surprise tonight. She was going to surprise the world tonight and become a competitor tonight in a state with Democrats voting, independents voting, and rhinos all voting against Trump, in a state where the governor hates Trump and worked night and day to stop that steamroller from rolling through New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, what you need to understand, please don't worry about Nikki Haley's little 44% or whatever it is right now. If DeSantis was in the race and Vivek and Chris Christie were all in the race, she would be at about 28%, which is what, is that a landslide? No, God, no. But now she's at 40 something because they all got out and gave them her votes. Especially Chris Christie, who was doing very well in that state. He had like 12%. So they all jump out and give her their votes. And so if Trump's got 54, then yes, somebody has to get the other 45. And that would be the only person in the race, Nikki Haley. Nikki is a loser tonight, a bona fide loser tonight. Nimirata Randhawa is a loser in the state of the land of rhinos. Donald Trump steamrolls right now at 54%, even better than he did in Iowa. Folks, the man is loved in Iowa. Loved. Today, he just dropped in for a minute to see some of his voters. They love him. They love him. They love him. They love him. And 54%. I mean, do y'all remember when he won in Iowa last week? We were going crazy that he got 51%. And today he gets 54. And some of you are concerned about what Nikki Haley got. Who else were those votes supposed to go to? She's the only person in the race besides Trump. Those were what I call fold over votes. They just flowed right over to Nikki. Tricky Nikki. They just flowed right over to Tricky Nikki. That's all. What a great night. What a great night in our republic. Donald Trump is the winner. Jezebel says she's going to continue on with her campaign. And so that's definitely her right to do it. If she wants to waste good people's money, then she's definitely got the right to do that, But anyway, I'm so thankful. I'm almost over this flu or whatever it is I've had for weeks now. But I want to say good evening to everybody. Oh, I got to ring the bell. There we go. Class has officially started here at the Conservative College. This is the only place left in America where you are safe, right here at the beautiful Conservative College, where you are a welcome student. Bring your beanbag. We are having a party tonight. We are celebrating the second landslide victory of Donald John Trump. The man that was not supposed to make it this far, the man that did not have a chance, the man that would never be the Republican nominee ever. That's the man we're talking about tonight. Absolutely. Great job, President Trump. Congratulations on your decisive victory in the state of New Hampshire. I'm looking at the numbers. Nothing has changed. I'll keep watching them as we go along tonight. Go ahead and hit that share button. Come on. Have a great class for you tonight. Hit the share button now. I tell you what, if you don't hit the share button, I'm going to play a commercial until you do. And y'all hate commercials. Hit the share button. It shows me who's sharing it right here. It shows me how many people share. So as soon as I see that share, okay, I'm gonna play a commercial. Make y'all watch a commercial.
Considered when you spend your money at these mega.
I'm playing. Share this and hit the like button right now, the love button. Get off your couch. And if you're watching on TV, jump on your phone, hit the love button. Help us get up there tonight. It's a great night. It is a night that we have waited for. This is our moment. Oh, as a matter of fact, I've got something very special for all of you. I found them. You can only get these from Professor Toto. Let me cut off my phone. I'm so sorry. You can only get these from the Conservative College. We're the only place in the world that has them. What are they? Your VIP seating on the Trump train. That's yours. That's yours. I went and got them for you. Professor Toto, I told you that you are the VIPs on this beautiful train. Grab a seat inside, anywhere you want to sit. Grab your seat on this beautiful Trump train that is going down the track. You've been on it for 3 years. Everybody else is jumping on it this week. You know, Rick Scott and Ron Disloyal and all of them are jumping on, but you were already on here. You have first dibs. You are indeed are VIP. Oh, and by the way, while we're talking about Nimrata Randhawa, Nimrata Randhawa, while we're talking about her, Professor Toto has a big I told you so. I can't sing it tonight. I'm sorry. Because as you can hear, I can barely breathe. I'm making you suffer tonight. Right along with me, bless your hearts. But how long have I told you that Nimrata Randhawa is not qualified to be the president? How many times have I told you that she is not a natural born citizen? Yes, she's a citizen, but not natural born. Well, now I'm so glad that there is someone else singing that song with me right here. The Constitution does not allow children born of non-citizens to become the president of the United States. And it's a wonderful article telling everything that I have taught you for years now concerning, first it was Vivek and then Nikki Haley. Neither one of them are qualified to be the president of the United States of America. And I'm so thankful to see someone else reporting on that because it is nothing but the absolute truth. I hope you've had a great day today. Let's look at the numbers. 35% reporting. Donald Trump's numbers keep going up. Beautiful to look at. I want to thank all of you that came out this weekend to be part of all of the different campuses that our church, First Harvest Church, is planning all over the United States. Last weekend, we had Elgin, Texas, had a house full of people in Elgin, Texas. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can. There we go, right there. There we go. This was one group that came to our first service in Elgin, Texas. 32 of you came, and it was a wonderful, wonderful event. I want to thank Elder Aaron Meadows and Elder Cliff Rickman and April Rickman and Minister Jan Meadows for hosting all these wonderful saints there in Elgin, Texas. And also Jacksonville, Florida. They came from Jacksonville or to Jacksonville, Florida, and filled up a hotel room there. I was trying to see if I had pictures of them real quick. I don't have them here, but it was a wonderful turnout. And I would like to thank Elder Morgan and Minister Justina Morgan for hosting that event. And then we had another great turnout in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where Elder Jamie Peachy and his wife Kristen hosted that event. And thank you all for coming to those great events. Lives were changed. And we are so thankful that you all came out. We'll be doing it again very soon, and we'll let you know when. Next month, are you ready? If you live anywhere near Mount Carmel, Tennessee, which is the Johnson, Tennessee area, we will be having a service there on February the 10th. That's a Sabbath day, Saturday, at 11 o'clock a.m. Why don't you jot down that a phone number right there, and you call, and they'll give you directions where to be. There's going to be food and fellowship. I'll be teaching the Word of God. You don't want to miss it. February the 10th in Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Also, on January the 28th in Bardstown, Kentucky. We want you to meet us at 3 o'clock at the Cracker Barrel. There, we're going to have a meet and greet for the saints that live in that area. You are more than welcome to come. That is in Bardstown, Kentucky. And there's an email address there at the bottom where you can get a hold of Elder Brian and Missy Lutz. And then our elders in Mount Carmel, Tennessee, is Alvin and Heidi Beal. So please come join us at any of these meetings. We would love to have you. Also, there is a meeting coming up in California where Professor Toto will be speaking, and I'm going to give you that information right now in Tulare, California. Let's go find out what that meeting is all about. Hang tight.
Join us at the #1 Music Christian Festival, a packed, fun-filled day of music, dancing, food, international speakers, networking, worship, vendors, and auction. With #1 iTunes single, Natasha Owens, Claire Dunn, Music Vocalist of the Year, Rudy Paris, featured to 190 million on The Voice, #1 clean stand-up comedian, Dennis Gaxiola, Diamonds After Dark, Brett Ryo, singer, songwriter, and producer, and Portuguese singer, Emily, and great speakers like Shane Vaughn, Professor Toto, pastor and patriot. March 16, 2024, at the International Agri Center in Tulare, California, 4500 S La Spina Street, Tulare. Get your tickets at cupac.com. No tickets will be sold day of event or at the door. Questions? Interested in being part of our event? Please feel free to email to christiansonified@yahoo.com.
So don't miss that event. That's going to be a great event in Tulare, California. I will be the only speaker that day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You do not want to miss that. Hang tight, guys. And in this watch party, let me see if I can't pull up our president who is speaking right now, and we will watch it together. Let me find the One News Network. 1 second. Okay, I'm stuck with watching it on Fox. I'm so sorry. Hang tight. Okay, he's not speaking yet. We're waiting on President Trump to accept his victory tonight. So hang tight and let's see when he's going to come. We go to Q streaming. No, here he comes. I'll pull him up now.
He may have to make her vice president. He can't be president. it's going to be interesting to see, because then you're going up against the president that really can't run on the old adage, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And you might be voting for a guy that doesn't know that tonight is Tuesday. With that said, Mark, stay right there. We go to Trump headquarters, where Donald Trump has taken this stage. Very big, large, excited crowd here in New Hampshire for President Trump. Let's just dip in.
From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Share, 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 share. Like, love, love, love. Come on. Come on, let's have a watch party. Come on.
Next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
All right, President Trump.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Whoa.
USA.
Well, I want to thank everybody. This is a fantastic state. This is a great, great state. You know, we won New Hampshire 3 times now. Three. We win it every time. We win the primary, we win the generals, we've won it, and it's a very, very special place to me. It's very important. If you remember, in 2016, we came here and we needed that win, and we won by 21 points, and it was great. And today, I have to tell you, it was very interesting, because I said, wow, what a great victory. But then somebody ran up to the stage all dressed up nicely when it was at 7, but now I just walked up and it's at 14. But she ran up when it was 7, and you know, we have to do what's good for our party. And she was up, and I said, wow, she's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost. And you know, thank you. Last week we had a little bit of a problem, and if you remember, Ron was very upset because she ran up and she pretended she won Iowa. And I looked around, I said, didn't she come in 3rd? Yeah, she came in 3rd. And then I looked at the polls. She was talking about most winnability, who's going to win, and I had one put up. I don't know if you see it, but I have one put up. We've won almost every single poll in the last 3 months against crooked Joe Biden, almost every poll. And she doesn't win those polls. And she doesn't win those. This is not your typical victory speech, but let's not have somebody take a victory when she had a very bad night. She had a very bad night. And you have the now very unpopular governor of this state. This guy, he's got to be on something. I've never seen anybody with energy. He's like hopscotch. And you know, I'm watching this guy, and 2 weeks ago he said, we're going to win in the landslide, we're going to win. About 3 days ago he started saying, well, we want to do well. That's a big difference. But I walked out just now, we're 14 points up, and I don't know what it's going to be. But when she was up here, it was like 6 or 7. And, you know, with like 7% of the vote counted. Now, let me just tell you, we had an unbelievable week last week in Iowa. We set a record. It was the best in the history of the caucus, in the history. And I remember I sort of had the same feeling. I'm up and I'm watching, And I said, she's taking a victory lap. And we beat her so badly, but Ron beat her also. You know, Ron came in second and he left. She came in third and she's still hanging around. The other thing, she only got 25% of the Republican votes. I don't know if you saw that. Tremendous numbers of independents came out because in this state, because you have a governor that doesn't frankly know what the hell he's doing in this state, in the Republican primary, they accept Democrats to vote. In fact, I think they had 4,000 Democrats before October 6th. They already voted.
Wow.
Now, they're only voting because they want to make me look as bad as possible. Because if you remember, we won in 2016. And if you really remember, and if you want to play it straight, we also won in 2020. By more.
Absolutely.
And we did much better in 2020 than we did in 2016. But as they said, we lost by a whisker, just by a whisker. No. But we can't let that happen. You know, you have to have people that speak up. I said, I can go up and I can say to everybody, oh, thank you for the victory. It's wonderful. Or I can go up and say, who the hell was the imposter that went up on the stage before and like claimed a victory? She did very poorly, actually. She had to win.
Real.
The governor said, she's going to win, she's going to win, she's going to win. Then she failed badly. Now, I have here, if he promises to do it in a minute or less, but the only person more angry than, let's say me, but I don't get too angry, I get even. The only person...
Yes, sir.
The only because he was there, and he did fantastically well, by the way, and then he endorsed me. And we don't have to talk about Tim Scott, who, by the way, just got engaged, we have to tell you.
Congratulations.
And that's more important than all of this stuff. But a man that got to know her very well is Vivek. I said, Vivek, go up and say a few words about it. He has to do it in 1 minute or less, and then we're going to just say, we had one hell of a night tonight. And one other thing, before Vivek comes, do you see that poll? We're going to put it up. We have beaten Biden. You could almost say, who can't? Who the hell can't? The man can't put two sentences together. He can't find the stairs off a stage. Who can't? But Vivek, 1 minute or less. Go do it, Vivek.
In other words, Vivek is long-winded.
What we saw tonight is America first defeating America last. That's what we saw tonight. If you want America last, you can go to Joe Biden. You got another candidate still apparently in the Republican primary. Cut your Social Security to fork over more money to Ukraine so some kleptocrat can buy a bigger house. Go to Nikki Haley. But you know who delivered a double-digit victory tonight? It is a double-digit victory as of right now, is this man, Donald J. Trump, the leader of America First. And that means something. Now,
Congratulations.
USA and Donald Trump, America First. Now, I got 30 seconds left. I want to make this point here, okay? We got to say this right. What we see right now with her continuing in this race is the ugly underbelly of American politics, where the mega donors are trying to do one thing when we the people say another. And it's up to us, we the people, to at long last say, hell no, we the people create a government that is accountable to us. And we the people have said tonight, we want, again, as we did in Iowa, Donald J. Trump. And so you want to actually speak truth. That's the truth tonight. And the only thing they're rooting for is an ugly thing that we don't want to see happen. That's what these people are rooting for, is playing to say long enough so the Reid Hoffmans and the ugly Democratic George Soros Jr.'s who are funding the lawsuits against Trump can prop up their puppet. We say no to that vision. I say the general election begins tonight, and this man will win it in a landslide. God bless you, Donald J. Trump. Vote Trump, USA.
That was 2 minutes, Vivek. That was 2 minutes.
Very nice. Wasn't that nice? So this was a great evening, and I want to thank everybody in the audience, and I want to thank the people that are standing behind me. You know, I think we called it right. Immigration's a big deal, a very big deal. We have millions and millions of people flowing into our country illegally. We have no idea who the hell they are. They come from prisons and they come from mental institutions, and it's just killing our country. And I'm talking about millions and millions and millions. They are drug dealers. They're everybody. And they come in just like walking right through. There's nobody to check, and there's nobody to vet. And we have a man with us tonight, Tom Homan, who is central casting. He's central casting. And I'd like you to say a few words about the border and who's going to solve that problem and how quick are we going to do it, Tom? Go ahead, please.
Look, I worked for 6 presidents down around Reagan, and every president I ever worked for did something to secure the border. But no one did more than President Trump, the most secure border in my lifetime. The most secure border we've ever seen. And Donald Trump's going to do it again. We're going to lock the border down, and we're going to protect Americans. Because what's happening at the border right now, a record number of Americans have died from fentanyl poisoning. A record number of migrants have died. A record number of women and children have been sex trafficked. A record number of known suspected terrorists across the border. There's one man who's proven he can secure the border, and he's standing to my left, Donald J. Trump. He's going to do it again.
Thank you very much, Tom. So this is an evening that I will not forget because it's the 3rd time. But more importantly, I think it's going to be the most important time. We won both. It was I think somebody said you rarely, if you win both, they've never had a loser. Let me put it that way. When you win Iowa and you win New Hampshire, they've never had a loss. There's never been. So we're not going to be the first, I can tell you. And I just do want to reiterate the polls. We're way up on everybody. We're way up on Biden. And over the last couple of months, if you check, and you have to remember, in 2016, they were saying, oh, what does he know about elections? He's not going to win. He can't win. He can't. Well, we won. And we got millions, and you can check this, and I hope the cameras don't turn off because they hate this, but we got millions and millions of more votes the second time. Right, Mr. Congressman? Millions and millions of more votes. And but we had COVID, and they used COVID to cheat, and they did a lot of other things too.
Yes, they did.
We're not going to let that happen, and that's still going along. We don't forget. You can never forget history, because if you forget, you never recover from it, and you repeat, and we're not going to repeat. We're going to have the greatest election success. We're going to turn our country around. And if you take a look throughout the history of our country, if you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of this not great country right now, it's a country in decline. It's a troubled country. It's a failing country, frankly. But if you took the 10 worst presidents and put them together, the 10 worst, absolutely 10 worst. I used to say 5. Remember, I started, I'd say 5. Then I said, wait a minute, we can add another 5. They would not have done the damage that crooked Joe Biden has done to our wonderful country. They would not have done the damage. There's never been anything like it. And you say, are they stupid people? I don't think so, because nobody can cheat that well if they're stupid. Do they hate our country? They must hate our country, because there's no other reason that they can be doing the things they do. Take a look. The taxes, they want to raise your taxes times 4. They want to let the Trump tax cuts, the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country, they want them to expire. Your taxes are going to go through the roof. You take a look at regulations. They're throwing regulations. You can't breathe. You can't even breathe with what they're doing. You take a look at our border. So bad. There's never been a border like this in the world. 4 years ago, we had the safest, best border in the United States. I built hundreds of miles of border wall. And they always say, oh, he didn't build hundreds of miles, because if there's a board laying on the ground, they say that's a renovation. They call it a renovation. If there's 2 nails laying from 50 years ago, they say, oh, that was a renovation. These are very dishonest people, and you're always fighting them. And just a little note to Nikki. She's not going to win. But if she did, she would be under investigation by those people in 15 minutes. And I could tell you 5 reasons why already. Not big reasons, a little stuff that she doesn't want to talk about, but she will be under investigation within minutes. And so would Ron have been, but he decided to get out. He decided to get out. Now, Vivek, I don't think would be at all because he's perfect, right? And Tim Scott, I know would never. That's no chance. Hey, Tim, do you want to say something? Come on, come on. I want him to say something.
New Hampshire. The president said a double-digit win in New Hampshire, and you delivered a double-digit win for President Trump. But I'm going to invite you to my home state starting tomorrow, where this election is over. It is time for the Republican Party to coalesce around our nominee and the next president of the United States, Donald Trump. Let's get that party started tonight.
What a good guy. What a good man he is. But just remember, I did hear Nikki say, and now it's off to South Carolina. Well, I love South Carolina. I love it. But, you know, she forgot one thing. She forgot one thing. Next week, it's Nevada. Next week, it's Nevada. It's not South Carolina. We love South Carolina, but next week, it's Nevada. And I'm pleased to announce we just won Nevada. We just won 100%. Because all of them, they looked at it and they took polls, and I was polling at 95% to 4 or 5%, and they decided not to play in Nevada. So we just won Nevada. We have a man from Nevada here, Steve Wynn, wherever he may be, and John Paulson, the great John Paulson, made plenty of money in Nevada. Doesn't live there, but he makes a hell of a lot of money. He makes money everywhere he goes, actually. So money machine. Well, maybe we'll put you, you know what? Put him at Treasury. You want to make a little money? Let's put you. Anyways, good to have you guys. But we go to Nevada, and that's been won, so we pick up all of those delegates. And then we do go to South Carolina, where we've done really well, where I've done well. We have a great governor and lieutenant governor and great everything, because almost every one of them have endorsed me. 2 great senators, which is hard. I mean, did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's why he's a great politician. That's why he's a great politician. So this is a great evening, and it is, you know, we are going to Nevada for a little while. We're not going to have to do too much. We have a great team there, but it's a team that we can now send someplace else. They did a fantastic job, but and it's a fantastic place, really a fantastic place. But we'll be leaving there very quickly. We'll head out to South Carolina, where I think we're going to win easily. I think we're 50 points up, 5-0. 5-0, 50 points up on a person that was governor. That tells you something. But I felt I should do this because I find in life you can't let people get away with bullshit, okay? You can't. You just can't do that. And when I watched her in the fancy dress that probably wasn't so fancy come up, I said, what's she doing? We won. And she did the same thing last week, but he was much more angry about it than I was. I said, get up there and you let him know. We are going to win this. We have no choice. If we don't win, I think our country is finished. I do. I believe our country is finished. We have an opportunity to do something so amazing. And the good news, and the reason we have such support, the best numbers I've ever had, the reason we have support is because they are so bad at what they're doing and so evil, and they're destroying our country. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank this group of people. We will never forget you. We will never forget. And I made a pledge. I made a pledge to your state that You have the highest energy costs in the country. In the first year, they're going to be reduced by 50% because we are going to drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. Inflation's going to come way down, but in the first year, your energy costs are going down by 50%. Thank you very much. We love you. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. We'll see you on the trail. And thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
And thank you, President Trump. Thank you very much for being such a fighter for this nation that we love so very much. Even the Democrats, guys, know that the whole world is underestimating President Trump, especially the Democrats.
A Donald Trump rally a couple nights ago. Never been to one. I had an event across the street. I saw the line of people waiting in the cold for hours. And I thought, what the heck? You know, I'm going to be a leader who actually invites people, doesn't condemn them. Met probably 50 Trump people waiting in line. Every single one of them, thoughtful, hospitable, friendly. All of them so frustrated that they feel nobody's listening to them but Donald Trump. A diverse crowd, people who had never been to a Trump event before. My party is completely delusional right now. And somebody had to wake us up. And if that's my job, so be it.
He is so right. His party is completely delusional. Everyone needs to know that Donald Trump is on his way to amazing victories. Now, another one bites the dust. Ron Disloyal is off the trail. But I want to talk about Ron real quick and just show you what happened with him. But before I do, I want to play an I told you so moment for you. I found this class from way, way back the night DeSantis got into the race. And if you'll listen to the last few words that I said, I think you'll find it interesting. I'll be right back. We got big news tonight. Little Ron wants to be Big Don. But you see, my problem with Little Ron is I know who his friends are. You understand? I know who likes him. I know who's supporting him. And for that very reason, me and Little Ron cannot get along. That's his supporters. When you know the Bushes are happy, when you know that Paul Ryan is happy, you ought to be angry. Birds of a feather flock together. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about little Ron that wants to be Don. Yesterday, Ron DeSantis made his big entrance into the world of politics, of national politics. He was billionaire funded for his grand entrance on Twitter. This is his moment. You know, we all have those moments in our life when that's your moment. It's your moment to shine. It's your golden escalator moment. This is your moment, and you got billions of dollars spent on your moment. It's time to come down the escalator. Your announcement is to begin now. 15 minutes later, you still have not made your announcement. 15 minutes later, you're running late. Everything's falling apart. And this is what the world got.
Reverse. All right, sorry about that. We've got so many people here that I think we are kind of melting the servers, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I think we've got just a massive number of people online, so it's
didn't help
servers
much.
are straining somewhat.
That was the big moment. That was it. That was the big moment when little Ron wanted to be Don, and his escalator got stuck. Why, sir? You're out of your lane. Do you remember when they built the Tower of Babel? They wanted to rise above where they had been placed. They wanted to build something bigger than what they had before the time. They wanted to advance out of order. And when they got so high, God himself just sort of put his hand down and stopped it. And that tower they were building looked a little like this.
Reverse. All right, sorry about that. We've got so many people here that I think we are kind of melting the servers, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I think we've got just a massive number of people online, so it's servers are straining somewhat.
That's the big announcement. That's Ron, billionaire-funded DeSantis. That it's a sign, folks. It's a prophecy. Notice it. Notice when things happen. Notice when things happen. I said it was a prophecy. That moment would be a prophetic sign of his entire campaign. And the campaign ended as badly as it started. As a matter of fact, one of the, I believe it was Politico, called it the worst campaign in American history. Do you know why that is? It should not have been. Ron DeSantis could have waited his turn. It should not have happened the way it happened. But everyone does not have the faith that you and I have. They do not understand what we understand, that God operates in the affairs of men. They don't understand what we do understand, that this race was over before it started.
If there was anything I could do to produce a favorable outcome, more campaign stops, more interviews, I would do it. But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now.
I will not stop now. Another one bites the dust. Nikki Haley will be stopping. Guys, it's over. It is over. Why? Because Yahweh's word never comes back void. Just, we don't even have to worry about it. I plan to be at Mar-a-Lago. I want to thank those that helped me get there. I'll be there on March the 16th to see what God has in store for us there at Mar-a-Lago. And then on the 17th of March, I'll be in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, preaching the word of God. I hope you can make it.
Can't smile without you. I can't smile without you. I can't laugh and I can't sing. I'm finding it hard to do anything. I can't smile without you. I can't smile without you. I can't laugh and I can't sing. I'm finding it hard to do anything.
Wow, look at that. Pure constipation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's over. It's a clown show. Everyone needs to go home, put up their toys. Donald Trump is the winner. Why? Because God said he was. That's why. Because America must have the return of Donald Trump. I want everyone to know that Nikki Haley, her game plan is this. Are you ready? Every time she stays in the state, she gets some of the delegates for whatever amount she wins. What does that do to Donald Trump? It prolongs his win. Okay? So they've got her there, her funders, to keep draining some of his delegates so that he has to fight harder and longer. And then hopefully they'll get him arrested before then. And then she could step up. I've got news for you guys. Nikki, Tricky Nikki, Hibachi Haley It's not going to, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen, darling. You're spending money that you should not have to spend. It's just really a sad thing to watch. The whole world is scared right now. The whole world is scared of the return of Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, at Davos, all of the people there, all of the elites of the world that were at Davos, Donald Trump, his victory in Iowa, that's all they were talking about. That is all they talked about there in Aspen, Colorado, or that alpine ski village, rather. The question of his return to the White House dominated all their conversations and dinner parties throughout the entire summit, overshadowing even the most pressing global issues was Donald Trump. What is their fear of this man? Because he is unbuyable. You cannot buy the man. And therefore, he's uncontrollable. One of the people there at Davos said, we're all concerned about it because the United States is the largest economy in the world, the largest defense country in the world, and has been a beacon of democracy with all of its upside and downside. And then Miss Lagarde, who is the head of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, described President Trump as a clear threat to Europe. During a recent interview with France Television. Why? Because of his stance on tariffs, because of America first, because of climate change. When are they ever going to realize that this is a revolution? The United States of America, the only reason we have not had a full-scale revolution at this moment in history over immigration is because of the held out hope for the return of Donald Trump. Otherwise, I believe there would already be a revolution happening in America. The only thing that's holding it back is our belief in the return of Donald Trump. Just today, the Supreme Court, in a 5-4 ruling, just ruled that the Biden administration could go and tear down the fencing that Texas had put up to protect their own property rights. This ruling is the single most significant attack on your right to defend yourself and your property that we've seen in the last decade. And it's happening because the Supreme Court has ruled in the administration's favor. Amy Barrett and John Roberts, wolves in sheep's clothing. But that's not stopping Governor Abbott. Once he heard the ruling today, here's what he sent the National Guard out to do: to put up more fences. Hold the line, Texas. Hold the line, Texas. That's how you hold the line right there. You defy idiocy with common sense. Hold the line, Texas. Right after Governor Abbott heard the ruling, he sent more National Guard troops out and told him to go hold that line. I'm telling you, America is about to have a revolution over immigration. Attorney General Ken Paxton said that the Supreme Court's temporary order will be fought. I will defend our state sovereignty. Immigration is a real issue, everybody. I'm telling you, it is the biggest issue there is. I don't know if you're aware or not, but anybody that's ever watched the TV show Pawn Stars, the celebrity Rick Harrison just lost his son to an overdose of fentanyl, and he blamed his 39-year-old son's death on the crisis of the southern border. He said, yes, I can confirm that Adam died from a fentanyl overdose. The Harrison family found that out on Friday, that's what he died of. And there's his son right there. They are killing an entire generation of our American children at the southern border. Since Biden's inauguration, his fake inauguration, over 10 million illegal immigrants have descended upon the United States. And 2024 is on pace for another 2 million. That's 12 million illegal aliens. And now add that to the 22 million that we already had in the country. And then over 10% of the American population is now illegal. What would that look like in your home? If you had 100 people living in your home and 10 of them were not your family members and they invaded your house and moved in, they're your enemies. They do not respect your sovereignty, your property rights. That's 10% of the American population absorbing untold billions of your dollars in benefits and welfare while depriving American citizens of jobs and wealth creation. Joe Biden says he has spent $20 billion of your dollars transferring these illegal immigrants and replanting them in different places. This is going to continue unabated without the return of Donald Trump. Listen carefully. This will be what I told you 3 years ago. By the time 2024 gets here, even Democrats will vote for Donald Trump. And this is why. Because if you don't, the next Democrat administration will give unrestricted access to illegal immigrants under this code word of a pathway to citizenship. Just listen if you don't believe.
On both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans, about an unsustainable border, what they're calling a crisis. Why can't this be accomplished during this administration?
Well, so there's no question that our immigration system is broken. And so much so that we, as the first bill that we offered after our inauguration, was to fix the immigration system, which included what we must do to create a pathway for citizenship.
That's your code word. Listen for it carefully. You're going to hear it over and over and over. That is their plan, not to fix immigration, but to allow it, to give it another word, a pathway to citizenship. And then if Trump does not return, those people are going to appoint judges, federal judges all over the nation that will rule in their way of thinking under the guise of a pathway to citizenship. Racial, tribal, and cultural animosity is going to begin to increasingly engulf this nation as diversity, equity, and inclusion will become the underpinning of laws, regulations, and executive orders. The religion of climate change and the green agenda will dominate our government if Trump does not return. The current national debt, $34 trillion. The United States has less than 5% of the world population and yet 37% of global public debt. Did you hear that? We have 5% of the world's population here, but yet nearly 40% of the global public debt belongs to us. By the end of this year, be 36 trillion. Another 4 years of a Democrat administration will add another $12 trillion to that debt, putting us at almost $50 trillion. Taxes will increase. Tax enforcement will massively ramp up with a massive drag on the economy. The nation will experience 4 years of stagnant growth. The Democrats will scramble to avoid recession by printing more money. And then that will end in never-ending inflation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why Trump must return. We are at a point where if Trump does not return, there will be a revolution in this nation. We are not, listen, if the government will not protect our homeland, the Patriots will. The citizens of this nation will protect this inheritance given to us by our forefathers. They are so desperate to keep Donald Trump out of the White House because they know he's going to put America first. They are so desperate that they have resorted to the unthinkable. We have leaked audio, ladies and gentlemen. Leaked audio that you're about to listen to that proves to you how scared they are.
So what's going on? What is? I'm assuming this is our friend.
This is back east. There are very powerful people who want to keep you out.
I know they do.
But they're willing to put their money where their mouth is in a big way. So this conversation never happened.
This is crazy, though. They should want me. I'm a great candidate. People love me. These people are corrupt.
Well, maybe you're right.
They are right. They are corrupt.
Maybe. This never happened. Don't go. Do me a favor, though. I'll get myself in trouble. This, if you say no, which is fine, it's your choice. Don't tell people.
They're gonna try to have me murdered.
Not that either. Today's world, man.
This is Carrie Lake on a phone call with the chairman of the Republican Party of Arizona, the Rhino himself. Listen to what this man is about to do privately. He thinks no one's listening. Wait till he talks about the men from the East, which would be Mitch McConnell and the powers that be. Listen closely.
If that stuff that came out last week is right about the cartel stuff, man. They said the cartel's operating in 50 states right now, like all 50. You know? So
what's going on? Who is it? What?
Forget the who. Let me just tell you the what.
Forget the who. Let's get to the what.
I just say there are people calling around saying, gosh, no, they can't repeat this. Never repeat this. If you say no, don't. If you say, I got offered to buy out. Don't use it. Because then we lose our ability to get things done in the future.
Here's my problem. Rather than just say, let's work with her, she's a great candidate. Because they don't own me. And it pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't know it's about ownership.
It's about control.
I don't know if it's about control. It's about being on the team. I guess that's, you know what I mean?
They want to be on the team.
Being on the team.
Be on their team.
But
just team. You know?
But if they're pushing a globalist agenda, I can't do that. So what do they want? What do they want me to do?
You want me to stay out for 2 years. But I'll tell you what I can offer you.
Please do.
But I said you can do whatever you want. It's talking head, this and that. So the ask of me was, it's kind of funny. So the ask I got today from back east was, this has to stay between us. Is there any companies out there or something that could just put her on the payroll and give her to keep her out?
Aren't there companies out there that can put her on payroll and just get her out?
well, what are you willing to do? Like, whatever we need to do.
This is about defeating Trump. And I think that's a bad, bad thing for our country. DeSantis is not America First. This is about the final death blow to Trump. And I don't think that's good for our country.
And you know I love Trump. I love Trump.
It's not good for our country, Jeff.
It's not. But at the same time, I'm not even sure Trump can win again.
All right, there you go. I don't even believe Trump can win, but I love Trump. That's the lie of unelectability that they tried to win with. Keep listening. It gets better.
I don't know. I think what it really comes down to for a lot of people, it's not really about like control or agenda. It's just about the ability to raise money to win. You know, if you really want to know, all of politics boils down to money. I think. I always believe that. And even on their end, like what makes them the most money.
I know. All these consultants don't want their payday to end. And I don't want to make a deal with these kind of people. This is a hill worth dying on. I'm not. If they're going to steal the election to make me and our movement go away, I'm not letting them do that. I owe it to the people of Arizona.
Or
to carry their torch and their voice.
Or you don't go away, but you pause.
You don't go away. You just pause. Just pause for 2 years. We need Trump to die.
This is the battles right now, Jeff.
And you fill your coffers.
No, the battle is right now. The battle is right now, and we don't have time to pause on this battlefield.
You're not. What you can't scratch their back. It's not afraid of you.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to offer them. And they're sitting around people that have something to offer them. You know what I mean? It's just it's a back scratching club. That's all DC is. It's a big back scratching club. You're in no position to scratch anybody's back, and you've already made it known that if you get there, you're not going to scratch anybody's back. I don't scratch people's back. You know, I've been on the outs with a lot of people for a long time because I don't scratch backs. You know, where are we in 2 years if they steal the election again?
Listen to what you're saying. Why don't we do something about it so that we the people can pick our...
What can we do?
I'm not willing to accept that. And I'm going to be the biggest pain in these people's... Go back and tell them that. I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their...
I'm willing to tell them that.
And they're going to have to kill me to stop me.
No, I know. Look. And
you don't have to tell them that, but I don't think they will, but...
Nah, I don't think that's the way they are.
Either they come around and try to work with me, or I'm just...
What would that entail?
That would entail not telling... Layman's telling me, you got to distance yourself from Trump. I know, you distance yourself from DeSantis.
He's all butthurt about that.
But what I'm saying is, don't tell people that. I'm with Trump, okay? I want to work for the betterment of Arizona. I'm not going to let these people back in D.C. tell me not to run.
I'm telling you not to run.
I'm not going to pause for 2 years. The battle is now. I'm offended by whoever these people are that they're trying to buy me out of.
Well, you should be honored.
But I'm offended that there's people back there who just don't get about our country.
Do you understand that? You should be honored. That means they know how powerful you are.
Well, I can tell them
If
that.
you weren't powerful, they wouldn't want to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Right? You should be. Very few people get this.
I know. I'm pissed that they don't care more about our country. It's all about the mighty dollar to them. And that's offensive.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
They want to get Trump so bad. They want him out so bad.
I don't know.
This isn't about Trump. It's about you. It's not about Trump.
It's
about you. It's not about Trump. Some people that are in on this. I know.
Listen, I can win. Why don't you go back and tell them that I can win, and why don't they get behind me?
I see these things through a different lens. It's very personal to you. This was you. This was your name on the ballot, and I get that. And it's a very personal thing.
Well, I have a appointment coming up, and I have to work on my book.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not good. I appreciate their concern.
Just to say, is there a number at which
I can be bought?
not be bought?
That's what it's about.
You can take a pause.
Is there a
No.
And then go right back to what you're doing.
No.
No.
10 million, 20 million, 30, no. No. $1 billion? No.
Good for you.
This is not about money. This is about our country. I think it's disturbing that they would even, that anybody would think this is.
No, to be fair, even me, I'll say this. I want a fresh face right now for the reason that I've never seen anyone, I can't think of a single person in a federal race who's lost, ran again and won. I can't think of it. If you can think of it, let me know.
I am not going to let these people who hate our country tell me not to run. You should call them and tell them to get behind me.
I mean,
I can win, and they should get behind me.
I will happily say those words.
Yeah.
Do you think my words will carry any weight? No.
Okay, well, did you think you would come in here and that I would be bought?
It's not being bought.
Yes, it is.
I think.
It is being bought. No. They are trying to buy me out of running. It's actually, I mean, all right, I'm flattered. I'm offended. I'm offended for our country. We have people like this who live here.
What I think is this. Is it can give you an incredible opportunity to have a bigger voice to fight for stuff than you currently do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with people like this. These people are un-American, and I think they're unethical, and I would be absolutely immoral if I did that.
Again.
That's immoral. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I, you know.
It's very powerful people that are willing to, they really want someone different. They want new names, whatever it is.
So they want Jim Lehman, that's a new name?
No, actually, that's not even, that's a possibility, but they're even asking me like.
I know, they've got all these new names, and I'm going to beat each and every one of them. Sorry, Jeff, take it back to them.
Oh.
I gotta get working. I love you, but I gotta get working.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Jeff DeWitt. Jeff DeWitt. He is the head of the chair of the Arizona Republican Party. The slime ball that he is playing these games. Ladies and gentlemen, they are all scared to death. Why? Because we the people, we're about to get our country back in the hands of people we trust that cares about this nation. And I'm glad to be on that team tonight. I'm glad to be on that team that has never given up the fight for the great United States of America. And I never will, because this land is worth fighting for. This land is your land. This land is my land. This land is God's land. It has a sacred purpose that would love to be destroyed by unsacred plans. Those plans have been hatched out of hell, but always when Satan has a plan, Yahweh has a better one. And ladies and gentlemen, know this, that tonight, Donald Trump was supposed to have a major surprise in New Hampshire. And now, as I'm looking at the results, he is still way ahead, defeating all odds in the state of New Hampshire. I congratulate him tonight. I congratulate you and me and everyone that has stood strong in this battle. And I promise you, the best is yet to come. He won Nevada tonight. He's got all of those delegates. And now to South Carolina. So until then, you stay on the Trump train because you have VIP tickets. There's no one else like you. You have stood faithful all of these years. And it's about to pay off for you because you have heard the voice that said the truth. You've not believed the lies. You will win. You are going to win in the end. Truth may be a long time coming, but when it comes, oh, it just doesn't take long, and nothing can stand in its way. Nothing. It literally steamrolls over the lies. Good night, America.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today.
'Cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
God bless the USA.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea.
From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA,
where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Considered when you spend your money at these mega corporations where it's going? Are you aware that your hard-earned money is being used to support political corruption, which leads to poor federal leadership, hurting our economy, contributing to the overall detriment of our society? This is heavy stuff to think about, I know, but it's time we fought back. Introducing Professor Toto's The Patriots Buying Club. Here, we are a club that gives you the power to invest in companies that uphold patriotic and conservative values your family can respect. Rather than spending your money with these major corporations, we've partnered with a direct consumer company that offers over 400 high-quality, sustainable, and effective products that can be delivered fast, directly to your front door. So many patriots across America has joined us in this walkaway movement. Now it's your turn. Go to www.buybywalmart.com to join Professor Toto's The Patriots Buying Club